Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode here in Series 3 of the Country Chats podcast. I'm delighted to have you back listening in and tuned in again today. I have a lady in front of me who I'm very excited. Very excited to meet. I've never met her before, but I've been following her on Facebook for a good while now. And like that, feel I know her, or well, we'll see if I do or not in a few minutes. But I have Shannen Carroll here in front of me. And Shannen, it's so lovely to meet you virtually. I've been so excited.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Sandra. I really appreciate you asking me to be on here today.
No problem at all. Delighted. And do you know what? I tend to have more. It's more of a male dominant podcast so far. So I need to get a few more ladies on board. So I'm delighted to have you here. So yeah. So here you are. You're here at the Country Chats podcast now. And I'm following you on Facebook and social media and all that kind of thing. So I'm familiar with, I suppose, things you've done here and there. But I suppose going back to your backstory, you're from Meath, am I right? Now I will be
Yeah,
honest. I had to Google where Duleek was.
yeah, Zalika
I
is
was
very
like,
small.
I knew it was over there, over that side of the country, but I just
Yeah,
wasn't sure. I was going for Meath, Louth, a Cavan. I wasn't sure, but
yeah.
it is me.
It's like actually right on like the Meath, Louth and Dublin border. Like it's very close in between the three. So I mean, 5 minutes down the road is Drogheda, which would be the town I'm closest to, and then 20 minutes down the road is Dublin. So I'm definitely on the east coast, bang smack,
Yeah,
right
so
beside
I
the beach
was
as well.
right because
Yeah,
I had Louth in my head because I know you went well no, where did you go to college?
to Dundalk IT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I was like, oh, where is it? So I had to have a quick
yeah.
little Google. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but now we all
No,
know
you're grand.
actually in County Meath. Um and that's where you're still living, is it?
It is, yeah. I was living up in Dundalk for a couple of years while I went to college there, but I am based in Duleek still.
Very good, brilliant. So, look, music, obviously, that's what we're here to talk about today. And we won't dwell too much on the COVID side of things. We want to stay upbeat and positive. But I'm gonna guess that growing up, it was all music, music. I know you perform with your dad a good bit. Tell us
Yeah.
a bit about that growing up and how the music started for you.
Yeah, well, it started because my dad was gigging like since before I was born. And when I was very young, back when I was young, you could still kind of go to the pubs when you were a child. So you're in the back of the pub listening to my dad gig, and I was like, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And by the time I was about 4 or 5, I he was calling me up and I was singing with him. And I just posted a photo about that recently on my Instagram. We have found a photo of me singing with him in a pub. So that was kind of the start of it. And then by the time I was about 4, my mom was like, right, okay, we need to take action with this. Like, we need to actually let her do this. So
There's
she
something
brought
here.
me, yeah, well, I wouldn't stop singing basically. So my mom brought me up to the local stage school and I got started there. And I went on to stay there for about 14 years, and spent a lot of my time dancing and singing. But I spent a lot of time doing like musical theatre kind of stuff. So like I was playing Oliver Twist and Jasmine in Aladdin, and I was Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast, all that kind of musical theatre side. But I was raised on country music. Like my mom and my dad listened to it all the time, and I grew up listening to the Dixie Chicks and Shania Twain. They were like the only albums that I knew from start to finish.
And you know what?
So
I'm the exact same.
yeah,
When I was growing up, it was obviously the Irish country music scene, but
mhm.
Shania Twain and the Dixie Chicks were the two albums that I actually, well, no, tapes were the
Yeah,
two
tapes, yeah.
tapes. Actually, I recorded it off a CD onto a tape, and they were the two that I knew like that, exactly them two, isn't it, Gav?
Yeah, that's the two like that were probably stuck out to me as well as a young girl. I was listening to these women singing and thinking, oh my God, I want to be them. I want to do what they do. So they were, constantly playing in the car. And as I got older then, I was doing the musical theatre, but eventually I came back to country by the like in my teenage years because I was like, you know what, I love this. Like this is just the music that I love singing. And at that stage when I was about 13, 14, and I'd sing at maybe family parties and everyone would be saying, oh my, like you have a voice for country, like you should be singing. I want to hear you singing Coat of Many Colours, and can you sing something by Shania Twain for me? And so I was thinking, I do need to go for it. And the reason I probably sound country is because I love it so much. And so by the time I then was about 16, I took up music in 5th year in school. And that was it then for me. Like about 2 weeks into studying music in school, I was like, this is what I want to do. And I want to go to college and study this as well. So my music teacher at the time was amazing. She helped me build my confidence and eventually like build up the confidence, I suppose, to audition for the DKIT music course. And within a couple of weeks, then I got my letter and I was accepted. And so 6th year, then I was like, grand, get the Leaving Cert done, and I'm going straight in to study music. And I mean, it's just kind of been music my whole life since then.
No, and it's a lovely progression, I suppose. It's always been there, and then you realize this is actually what I want to do.
Yeah,
And since you finished, you're finished college now.
I am. I
Yeah,
finished college this time last year, so
very
just a year
good.
ago.
Brilliant. So since you've finished college now, looking back, I actually studied music in college as well.
Yeah,
I had a guest on before you, as I was saying, and he studied music in college too. So for me anyway, um was or for me it was, but was your college experience, I know it's hard work and I know there's assignments and all that fun stuff, but was it literally going in every day playing music and singing music and work, like I felt like I was in a film, like I was in
yeah.
one of them singing music that like Camp Rock or one of them. I always felt
Oh,
like I
literally.
a bubble, and looking back I'm like,
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah, no, I was the same. Like I remember my friends from home who like I have friends who study physics and law and they were like, "Oh, you're like out of Glee. It's like you're in Glee." And I was like, honestly, it is. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie. Like
yeah,
we're
you
literally
just,
just walking around the building singing all day, every day. And
yeah,
it was at the point where you had to be able to sing as well. Like, I mean, do you know, the college life obviously is big into your social life and your nights out. But if you came in with a sore throat, it was not a game. It was like, no, you need to sing in 6 classes today. So you need to keep yourself on the ball. But it was like looking back, it was honestly the best 4 years of my life. Like I can definitely admit that.
and I'm the same, and I wish I could go back
Yeah.
so bad, but
Yeah.
it literally was, it's like, obviously for me it was the dancing and the music, not so much the singing, but like it is literally, you go in every day and you just play and you dance and you sing,
Yeah.
like
It's like
and
you're
then
having
you've
a
an
session.
assignment, yeah, basically, and then you've an assignment and it's like, oh, this is what college really should be.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like
Yeah,
sitting on a Sunday night writing my assignment going, oh, this is the part that I don't love.
yeah, this is what real college is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's like another world, it's like a different college altogether.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so different, but no, that's brilliant that you have that under your belt now. And I suppose relief, I know you obviously finished it coming into COVID, finished your course coming into COVID, but
Yeah.
is there a bit of relief there now that, okay, leaving cert's done, college is done, and now I'm kind of free now to really pursue exactly what I want? And you probably found yourself a
Yeah.
lot more, found your style more, and your what way you wanted to go about it when you were in college.
Absolutely. Like there was a time in college, I think it was the summer after I finished my 3rd year that I was like performing at Cowboys and Heroes and I went to Nashville and I released my single and things were so exciting and I like had the best summer ever. And then it was coming to the end of it and I was like, now I have to go into 4th year and I know that I'm not going to be able to push my career as much. That I was going to have to quieten down because I'd have to focus of like yourself on the
Mm,
thesis and
yeah,
your 10,000 words and all the research for that. So I remember even saying to my mom at one point, I was like, Mom, like it doesn't really make sense for me to be going back into 4th year. And she was like, don't you dare.
yeah,
She was like, no, you're going to finish college and you'll have your degree and you'll be happy out and then you can be free and do whatever you want. And in hindsight, I am really glad that I did that. But as you said, I feel so free. Like I feel like I'm ready now to actually really go for my career and go for what I want. Um, even though when I initially finished it, it was in lockdown.
yeah.
So
So you've
that
had
was a
an
bit of a
extra
shock.
year to figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah, pretty
But you've
much.
probably had, because you haven't been in college, you've had more time to work on your own personal stuff. And I know you've been throwing up videos on social media. And I also noticed that you're not just throwing up country songs either. You're throwing up videos that you want to throw, I shouldn't keep saying throw up, that sounds very laxy-daisy. You're putting up videos that you really want to put up and songs that mean something, and you're not sticking to a specific genre all the time, which I think is great because it gives you more flexibility. And you also brought out a duet with the Innes brothers as well, which is great.
Yes. Oh, they're such lovely lads. I met them. We both did the Cowboys and Heroes Country Star competition. I think that was in 2018. And
Google
I
tells me that it
just,
was 2018, yes.
yeah, there you
my research, Google, that's what it said, so we'll go with that. Which is ages ago now, really, when you look
Yeah,
at it.
because that's like, I feel like it was still only last year that I'm like, wait, what do you mean? It was like, what, 3 years ago? Like, it's just mind blowing. But yeah, I met them there and we just clicked. We made great friends, and they're from Dublin, so they're only down the road basically. And they asked me to be in one of their music videos. That was back in 2019. And I had a ball. Like, we went up and spent the day recording, and it was just so much fun. And then when they texted me a few weeks ago and asked me to do that duet, I was like, 100%. You know, I'm in. Like, anything like that, I'm definitely up for it. So we did a few back and forth kind of Instagram messages and voice messages, and figured out the song that we wanted to do. And then I had to record my vocal at home and send it to them, and they were able to master it, which was amazing. And it was really fun working on that process with them.
That's great. And for anyone that's tuned in and you haven't heard it already, go and check it out. It's on both the Innes brothers and Shannon's Facebook page. And I actually have the Innes brothers lined up for an episode. I haven't recorded with them yet. I think we're meeting them soon enough, so they'll be coming on as well. And we can talk about that even more.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you go and tune that out. Now, one thing, even just there for mentioning the Innes brothers being from Dublin, and I'll be asking them the same question. I suppose primarily country music would be bigger in the west and
Yeah.
the south and the north. So I mean, you might disagree with me totally, and that's fine, but how is country perceived in the, I suppose, Louth, Meath, Dublin area? Is it a grey area, or what's your opinion on that? How do you feel about it there?
Yeah, in my opinion, it is a very grey area, because any of my friends that I've grown up with are, well, some of them I have gotten into country music because I like forced that on them. I was like, you have to listen to this kind of music and you'll understand then why we love it. But for the most part, people around here don't really like it. It's just not something that they see as being popular or being cool, I
Yeah,
suppose.
it'd be a certain age group, I'd say, in your area. Would it be?
Yeah,
Obviously, you'd have your your one man bands at parties, or different, depend
yeah.
the age demographic makes
Yeah, it's
yeah.
quite different. Whereas, like, when I got to go over to some of the festivals, it blew my mind seeing like the amount of people my age, let's say, like they're all out dancing, they're jiving, young lads and young girls jiving together. And I was like, why can't more people be doing that over where I live? Because it's just like, I was ecstatic at any festival that I went to at seeing the amount of young people, but not just young people, people of all ages, of course, but people who really love country music, whether it's Irish country or American country and a bit of both. They just absolutely love it. And I wish that that was more of a generalization over on this side of the country, like in the East Coast, because personally I don't really think it is. But I mean, things could change in the future. I mean, there is myself, there's the Ennis brothers, there's Ben Troy that's up in Louth up the way. So there is a few people that are based over here. There's even Pete Kennedy as well, who was actually like born in Deleek. So there is some people that come from the east side of the country that are big into country music, and maybe more will be starting to come out of somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting because I suppose, like, look, I'm having different singers on the podcast every week, and like
Mm.
most of them are kind of Mayo, Galway, Donegal, Tyrone. Like,
Yeah.
I can nearly tell you, like, and do you know what? There's a lot of Mayo and there's a lot of Sligo, and yeah, so it is quite unusual. Now, I know, look, Dublin and country music, it hasn't really been a thing. I don't know if you're familiar with Patricia Brady, the dance teacher. She
Yes.
has been doing a good bit there. She was organizing dances, and she has her own dance classes, and she had a night, wasn't she had a night in Coppers there a few years ago with Johnny
Yeah.
Brady. So I mean, there's something starting.
There
Um
is. Yeah. I know
But
that even the Red Cow has been a very popular place for quite a few years for
yeah.
country artists to go to, but I do think that more people might travel from like the Midlands or the West, and maybe the
Mhm,
South up to Dublin to see them rather than it being people that are very local.
mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it is starting. It's definitely growing in popularity, and you'd even see like there is people my own age now that are starting to get into Luke Combs and some of the really popular American artists that they're like, hold on a
Yeah.
minute, this music is
Yeah.
really
I
good.
think TikTok is helping with that, I think, a little bit.
Definitely, yeah.
But like it's mad. I mean, you forget when the way we're discussing the country music scene right now, I'm saying how there's way more in the West and not as much in the East. Like
Mhm.
that makes it really is it's a small little world really when you look the country music scene in Ireland is actually a small world when you look at it like that.
Yeah,
You forget how small it actually is, how small the country is, but yet it hasn't quite worked its way over. So yeah, that was one of my questions straight away when I saw kind of where you were from. I was like, I wonder, is there, and especially even the Innes brothers, they're even more, not
yeah, right in
excluded,
Dublin
but
City.
not exclude. That's not the word I'm looking for. They're more city, they're more east than you are.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
it's interesting. It really is. And I know obviously you went perform with your dad and you'd be going around to gigs. Like, do you go dancing as well? Like, would you go to dances? Can you dance? Or is it you more prefer performing it? Or have you had that chance to go to dances or a group to go with?
Do you know what? I haven't actually had the chance, to be completely honest, and I've always wanted to. And I'm not going to say I can jive because you're a dance teacher, and I know that you'll be like, "Oh, no, you can't." No, you can't. But I try my best, I suppose. Um, but yeah, like I remember even trying to find like jive classes that were going on even somewhat locally, and either I was probably gigging the same night or I would be in college and up in Dundalk, so I
Mhm.
wasn't able to travel to the places.
You'd probably have to go Cavan, Monaghan,
Yeah,
maybe
and that would
Loud.
be yeah, and that would be mostly like where myself and my dad would gig. When you're talking about pub gigs, like we would never really gigged in Meath or like Louth, the south part of Louth, which
Yeah,
is
be the
kind of
north.
where
You'd be
I'm
going.
from.
Yeah, you'd be
Up
going
the north towards
Carlingford.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Monaghan, Carlingford,
yeah.
Carrickcross. So I haven't really gotten the chance to go to like a proper dance,
Hmm.
but I'd love to. But at the same time, I would love to go to jive lessons first.
We'll have to sort you out. We'll get you sorted. And I suppose if I know you said like some of your friends not really interested and you're trying to get them into it. If you did want to go to a dance, have you friends there that would be like, yeah, I'll go, no bother, not at all. Like, or like I've no I don't, don't feel like you have to answer it, but I know there'd be a certain gang of my friends that no, not a hope. Like I'd often just go on my own sometimes if there wasn't a gang
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Well, I have some friends that would be just up for the crack. And
Yeah.
it's like, right, come on, we're going to this place at this time and we're going to be dancing all night. And they're like, right, can I borrow a pair of cowboy boots? Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's do
Yeah.
this. And I have great crack with my friends that are like that. And obviously, yeah, I do have some friends that are kind of like, they just don't get it. But I think it's because they haven't experienced it yet.
Yeah. And
Like
it's
when you
not a
actually,
thing that's around your area as much as I suppose where I am in Mayo, people, even
yeah.
if they don't like it, they're aware of it.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas, like, I know I brought one of my friends and she's from Mayo, so she did have a bit of a knowledge about country music. And I brought her to Cowboys and Heroes with me the last year that we went. And she was like, this is amazing. And she's a classical singer. Like,
Mm.
country is not her main genre, but she was like, this is unbelievable. Like, the atmosphere and the
Yeah.
crack is 90. And
She
I
could
think
appreciate it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like the more people actually get to see it for themselves, the more fun they realize it actually is. And how, even though we were saying it is a small community, but at the same time, it's massive. Like there's so many people who love this and love this whole genre of music and this style and these dances. So I just like, I think they need to see it for themselves.
So it's going to be up to yourself, the Innes brothers, and Ben Troy to get a bit more country going on up that side of
Yeah.
the
Get a
country.
dance going somewhere.
But you know what? That's how it starts, really, isn't it? You have to start
Yeah,
small and work your way up. But
exactly.
no, that's I went not off topic. But you know what? It's questions like that that about the East versus the West and perceptions of country music, you know, that you don't get in normal interviews. So, you know, I'm
Yeah.
glad that we're kind of talking about that, because it is the reality of it. And it's not that I'm dissing the East or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, there is a thing there, and I've talked about different styles of dancing and the difference in the country music depending on where you go in the country. You know, that's a
Mm,
real thing. Like, so
yeah.
yeah, which you don't think about on a daily basis, but when you actually go into it a bit deeper, that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
So that is, yeah, so we've discussed the East there, Godo, and different styles, yeah, and you've your different songs up on your social media and the different styles. And I know, even, am I right, one of your videos you were like, I'm sorry this isn't country, but I like the song.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, I think I'm a person who, obviously, because I studied music, I blame it on that. Like, I listen to everything. And music is country music, I meant to say, is my number one, but I do listen to everything. But I'd nearly, like, I'd have the crack with my friends, and in particular other musicians, and be like, but do you not think that this song is a little bit country? And they're like, no. And I'm like, but do you hear the steel guitar? There's a bit of country there.
Yeah,
And they're like,
can we
Shannon,
make it country?
yeah, I'm
Can
like,
we
can we countrify it a little
yeah.
bit? So that's where a lot of those kind of in between songs would come from for me. It would be people that I listened to who I know also listened to Dolly Parton, and you can hear it in the way that a girl who isn't country is even writing her songs. She still has this inspiration from Dolly Parton, and I feel like once I hear that, I'm like, it's like just this really gorgeous crossover, and it just makes me really excited. So sometimes I do certain songs like that, because I feel like they do have a bit of a connection to country music, or they have a bit of country influence to them.
No, that's really interesting. And yeah, you're dead right. Like, it's, you just have to, each to their own, like, and you figure out what influences and all that kind of thing.
Mhm.
um so going forward, obviously you've had a full year to be working on things yourself. I mean, obviously you'll have things coming up that you can't tell us about yet, but is there any plans that you do have coming up that you can fill us in on, or any plans to launch new music or anything like that?
Yeah, I suppose I probably shouldn't say too much,
No, we
but
don't want to give too much away. But if there is anything,
yeah.
fill us in with. Now the interview, don't worry, it won't be going out for probably 3 or 4 weeks, so you have a bit of time. You
Oh,
might
well
be able
then.
to, yeah, yeah.
Well, I've two songs that I'm recording very, very soon, and they will be released as well very, very soon.
Okay, summer
Um,
summer releases, are they?
Summer songs, yeah,
Okay, good.
definitely. One is slow and one is kind of faster and like a real kind of party song. So I think summer is the fun time to kind of share it, similar to Kick It Up, which I did release a couple of years ago. So I'm really excited about them. I'm working with Wayne Throws and Ballyrose Media.
Brilliant.
I just think Wayne is fantastic and I love working with him. So I'm very excited to get down to the studio to him again. And I also might maybe have some duets coming up in the pipeline as well
Ooh, oh,
that I can't say too much about. But
interesting. No, you're
yeah.
giving us, I love how you're giving us just enough that we're going to be like, ooh, what's happening? But we have to keep tuning in now. Oh, that.
So yeah, that's the plan. And then obviously in the background as well, I'm working on my own original music too. So please God, before the end of the year, some of that might be coming out and I might be able to share it.
I think you've given us just the right amount of news there. That's enough to keep us hanging. That's great. Oh, I can't wait to hear these. And do you know what? I love when summer songs come out. I just feel
Mm,
like when people release a summer song, it's like it's for a specific reason. It has a summery feel, happy
yeah,
vibes, upbeat kind of. I know you said you have a slow one, but just summer songs. I'm all for it. Oh,
yeah, me
to
too.
I can't
I
wait to
think
hear them. That's
like that's
brilliant.
something that I love so much about country is like a song that you just want to blare with your windows down in the car and you're driving and it's like sunset. Like that's to me what country feels like.
Yeah. I love,
So
or the way I know a song is good is if I'm driving along, windows open, and I'm pretending I'm in a movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like
that's
gazing
how
out the
you know
window.
it's good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so guilty, trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. Or my
That's
favorite used
it.
to be on the bus to college, and you'd have the MP3 player on you, and you'd be thinking you're In a film, gazing out the window.
Yeah. I think everybody is guilty of doing that, but like it just that's the beauty of music to me. Like it just transports you to a different place and it really helps you escape and you can just like for me, I just zone out and I'm just listening to the lyrics and the melody and naturally with being in college, I'm analyzing the music in my head, but I'm listening to each line and the intricacies of them and it just makes me burst. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're dead.
Nerdy.
Right. Do you find you look at music totally differently now after finishing college?
Yeah, I do. Like, I think as soon as I started studying it, I suppose, yeah. Because I'd be looking, I'd be learning instrumental techniques and then I'd be hearing them in music that I'm listening to and I'm going, oh, that's a sequence and oh, they modulated into that key and that kind of thing. And in a way, it was like it's really satisfying, but sometimes I can't turn it off either. Like,
Mm.
but at the same time, when I listen to like when a song really hits me, I just zone out and all I can hear is just the music and the lyrics and what they actually mean. And I can nearly see the story in my head. And the songs like that, I just like that's where the real passion for music comes from for me.
That is lovely. I love the
Sorry.
no, but you know what? No, I can appreciate exactly what you're saying. And one thing actually, you only started studying music in fifth year. How
Yeah.
did you get away with that?
Yeah, it was a bit mad. Like I think I'm trying to remember what happened. I know that my form teacher that I had for the junior cert, she found out somehow that I could sing. I had kept it very quiet when I was at that age because, like, between like 13 and 15, I mean, I was very shy and anxious and I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. So I just didn't really push it out there that I was like, yeah, this is me and I want to sing. It was only as I got older and bolder that I was like, no, this is what I want to do. So I think it was the end of third year, and I said it to my form teacher. I was like, "Look, I know that you help out with music in the school, and do you think I'd be able to go into study music, even though I haven't done it for the junior cert?" And she was like, "Well, all I can do is bring you down to the teacher, and we'll chat with her and see what she says." So we went down and had a chat with her, and my form teacher was telling her, "Look, I've heard her; she can sing. I promise you, like she's not coming in here with no previous knowledge." And Miss Gaffney, my music teacher, was like, "Okay, well then let me hear you. Like, show us what you can do." So I was like, "Oh my god, okay." And I remember playing a YouTube backing track. Like I had to get YouTube up on the computer, and I played the backing track, and I was literally like this, like, and even my voice was just shaking the whole way through the song. But by the end of it, she was like, "Okay, yeah, you can come back to us in September."
Wow,
And
I'm
she helped
so
me.
jealous because I tried to do what you done. I
Really?
music for first year because I play music too and obviously
Yeah.
dancing and I didn't do music for the junior circuit. Oh my god, I'll start again. I did not do music for first year because I was a little brat and I was like, I don't want to learn classical music. I'm not
Yeah.
learning because I was a trad head. I played like the fiddle, the accordion, the whistle, the Cayley drum. So I was like, no, no, no. And
Yeah.
then I managed to get into the choir. I was the only in my school you had to be doing music to be in the choir and I
Right.
got in even though I wasn't doing music. And so I tried to get in second year and they said no.
Oh my
After
God.
only, it was
1
only,
year.
yeah, yeah. And I asked and they said no. And it's my biggest regret. And now, then I went in to study music in college
Yeah.
because I done Irish music and dance in Limerick. So,
Amazing.
like you might know yourself with obviously the trad side of things, there's no grades, there's no exams, you just rock in. And so therefore I didn't need music to do that course.
Yeah.
Because I suppose Irish music isn't taught,
On
it's
paper,
learned. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's by ear. So there, yeah. So I got into that course without doing music. So I studied music in college with no music. And I always say I'll go back and do my junior cert in music. I always say someday I'll go back and do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's why I'm like,
You're well
you got
able.
in after fifth year.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sad. Like, I don't understand why they didn't give you a chance because I remember Miss Gaffney just saying to me, like, look, you're gonna have to work hard. Like, you're gonna have to catch up on 3 years of theory. And I was like, I'm willing to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm willing
And
to
did you
put the
have
work
an
in.
idea? Like, I know you could sing, but could you do any dictation or did you know the notes or could you read music or
No, I had basically nothing.
Wow,
I remember telling her, she was
that's
like, "What do
amazing.
you know?" And I was like, "I know that there's five lines on the
Staff.
stave,
Yeah.
and I know how to draw the treble clef." And that was pretty much it. Like,
Wow.
she was like, "Okay, you're gonna like this really might not work."
All cows eat
Um,
grass and all that fun stuff. You had
yeah.
to, you had to start off.
Every good boy deserves fruit.
Yeah, for
So
anyone
like,
who's not into music, that is the notes of the scale: D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So that's what we're on about. All
but
cows eat
yeah,
grass.
I had
Yeah.
to like, I remember like working so hard. Like I was flat out studying the theory of it until I could understand it. And I was nearly like getting frustrated until
Mm.
I could fully
Yeah.
understand it. And thankfully, even the friends I had in the class really helped me. They
Hmm.
were giving me a hand. Like when we were writing melodies, they were all checking on mine and being like, no, do it this way
Yeah.
because this means that. And
Yeah.
eventually it just kind of clicked.
Mm.
And I just fell in love with it. Like I just thought it was
And
fascinating.
did you do well in your leaving cert for music?
The leaving cert, I think I actually,
You don't
I
have
did.
to share. I'm just so curious
Yeah.
because
No, it's funny, like, you think, like, especially because I did music in college, that I would have needed, like, a really good
mm,
grade, but I did higher level, and I know that I got an A of some sort in
or
my
like
practical.
an A1 or an A2 or isn't that what it used to
Yeah,
be? I
but that
can't
was
even
only in my
remember.
practical. Like,
Yeah.
in my theory, I only got a C1, I think.
Okay. And then yeah.
So, like, literally, I remember she was saying to me as well, she was like, "Your practical is gonna have to take is gonna make up for your
Yeah.
theory not being as strong."
Yeah.
So that was kind of the way it went. I mean, I didn't end up with like an A1
Wow.
in music, but I
That's
had already gotten into the
amazing.
course in college. They did it based on an audition rather
Yeah.
than
Same as
your
that,
grade.
like, yeah, it was an
Yeah,
audition. So like,
yeah.
yeah. Isn't it mad? Like, wow, oh my God, well done. That's just
Oh, thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
jealous.
Yeah, I wish you had have gotten to do it. That's so sad that she
But
wouldn't
isn't it
let you
so funny that I ended up
do
getting
music anyway.
yeah, and I repeated the leaving cert actually. This oh my God, this year 10 years ago I done the leaving cert. But
Fair
yeah, I
play.
repeated the leaving cert because I was a brat the first year. Didn't even have music and dance down for my the first time I done the leaving cert. But
Oh,
that year obviously developed me as a person because then I ended up doing
yeah.
music and dance and that's my career now. God, I'd be
It happened for a reason.
if I done the leaving cert and stuck with the first one, I'd be doing um what was I doing? Forensic science.
Oh,
And
wow.
investigate. Yeah. Oh wow, was right. Stop. But anyway, it's funny how things change. But
Yeah.
no, that's well done. Oh my God, that's amazing. So there is
Oh,
hope out
thank
there
you.
for anyone who wants to study music. Just tell your teacher straight away and
Yeah,
get in. Well, please
definitely.
God. And if you don't get in
Beg.
after first year, beg because I didn't. I was a chicken
Yeah.
and I should have
I
begged
actually
more.
I begged, like I was basically on my hands and knees being like, please just let me try. And like if I'm failing, then
Yeah,
fair
I
enough.
was too
I have to
shy.
move
And looking
class.
back, like I even got solos in the choir, and it wasn't that I was useless.
That's
Like,
crazy. Yeah. Like considering
oh,
your involvement in the choir, you
yeah.
definitely should have been allowed
Maybe
to
I
go into
wonder,
music.
should I appeal it? Maybe.
Yeah.
I
Text the
think I
music
might go
teacher.
back and appeal it and just say, "Come here now, any chance?" Oh, it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny how to look back on that now. But look, we both got there in the end. Music or no music, we both got to do
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
Um, but no, that's brilliant. I don't even know how we got into that now. But
Yeah.
no, we haven't even done the quick fire round. Oh my God, before I forget. There we go. Now the pressure is on. Never mind the leaving cert and music in college. The
Yeah.
pressure is on now for the quick fire round. So
Okay.
I've about 10 questions or so here, and they're just short and sweet. And whatever pops into your head, one or two quick answers, and you'll get the gist as we go along anyway.
Yeah. Grand. Okay. I'm excited.
So good. So here's the quick fire round with Shannon Carroll. Shannon, who is your favorite American singer?
Casey Musgraves.
Favorite country song to listen to?
American Honey by Lady Antebellum.
I love that song.
That's a summer song.
Oh, I love singing along to it as well. I love it, love it. Do you prefer to sing an upbeat song or a slower song?
Upbeat.
Can you dance?
Not jive, but a little bit.
We'll say yes.
Yeah.
We know you have rhythm, so you have that side of dancing covered. Who is your favorite Irish singer? Any genre, it doesn't matter.
Oh, well, Irish singer would still be country, and I'd have to say probably Johnny Brady. Big fan of Johnny Brady.
Very good. Yeah, because he's obviously he's country, but he's just got he's something a little bit extra.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
he's
bit more
really
of a
cool. He's
kick
an
to him,
amazing
kind of.
performer. Yeah.
Do you prefer to sing at a concert or a dance venue where people can dance and take part?
I like a concert in the sense that I feel like you can kind of connect with the people there more. Like you can talk to them and interact with them a bit more. Whereas when they're dancing, obviously you're kind of just providing the rhythm for them to
When we're
dance to.
dancing, we're not listening to you.
Yeah, exactly. Like yous are flat out. Like, oh my God, like the amount of times I was pulled up at Cables and Heroes and I was sweating coming off the dance floor.
It's high, it's intense, it's big time.
It is so intense.
What is your favorite venue to gig in?
Ooh,
Or what's been your best gig to date?
I'd have to say Cowboys and
I knew
Heroes.
you were gonna say that.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it.
The buzz.
Yeah, the atmosphere and the crowd behind it, like the organizers, the whole thing is just amazing. I love it.
Who's your biggest fan?
My mom and dad, 100%.
Do you play any instruments?
I play guitar and a bit of keyboard and ukulele.
Oh, lovely. Are they college inspired or?
No, guitar I was kind of playing when I was younger and then I took it back up in college. And keyboard was definitely college related and the ukulele is just for fun.
I think you just a keyboard just comes part and parcel with going to doing a music course, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
you kind of end up buying random instruments because you're like, you know what, I want to give that a shot. And the next thing you're playing it in your practical the following week.
yeah, yeah, winging it. What is your favorite song to sing?
I Told You So by Randy Travis or Carrie
Ooh,
Underwood.
I like that's a good one. And last one, tell us something we might not know about you, or a little secret, or something new.
Just like something random or
Yeah, anything. But you pick anything random that we might not know. That's not obvious, by me Googling you or something like that.
yeah. I'm a big fan of scary films and
Ooh,
like true crime podcasts and all that kind of stuff. Love it.
okay. I see a lot of people are big into the crime podcasts and all that kind of thing. That's become a
Mm,
big thing.
yeah.
Interesting. There we go. Well, now that's definitely something we did not know about you, and definitely not by looking at your Instagram.
Yeah.
So there you go. That is the quick fire round, and I liked a lot of your answers.
Thank
I love
you.
Lady Antebellum and
Yeah.
American Honey. Always loved that one.
That's a proper Windows Down country song. Like
Oh,
I
stop. I
love it.
think I'll have to put it on now and just wash the dishes and look out the window.
Yeah. Look out the window.
Because that's what I'm going to do after this podcast. I'll tell you, podcast life is glamorous. I finish
Yeah.
recording a podcast, and then I go and clean the kitchen.
Yeah.
But no, I really like them answers there and your scary films. I'll be honest, I'm not into them myself, but anyway, I'm a bit more of, as I just say, I'm a bit more of a Disney princess.
Oh yeah, with
I'm
Disney, you can't beat it.
Well, with hair like yours, can I just say your hair is
Oh,
absolutely fabulous, and the
thank you.
color of it. I mean, if anyone is listening on Spotify, just please, well, for two reasons, go on and follow Shannen on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all that. Anyway, because you want to hear her singing and we want to support her, but please also go on and check out her fabulous hair color. It's totally, it is natural, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, it's fab. Oh my God, I love
Thank
it.
you so
And it's so
much.
long and
Yeah, it's
luscious
always just
and
had it long, and I mean, it's story.
oh no, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you know what? It's very striking. You have this look, and you know what? I think I'm right in saying that there's nobody else in the country music scene with red hair. Sorry, say
I
that
think
again.
you're
Shannon.
back.
I think I lost you there, but
Yeah, sorry.
what I was saying was, am I right in saying that I don't think anyone else in the country music scene has red hair?
In the Irish country scene, I don't think so.
I
But
don't
maybe
think
Una
so.
Healy kind of has red hair, doesn't she?
I don't classify her. I'll
Ah,
be honest. I'm going to put it out there. I don't classify her as country. I'm sorry. I've said it. Each to their own. Declan Nerney is country. Declan Ernie is like my number one. I love him. I can't get enough of him. I grew up listening to him, but I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say one more time, I don't consider Una Healy country. Okay, that's me. Plus, she's colored her hair too a few times, so
Oh, well then, I
no.
suppose it's
So
not a
we don't.
natural redhead.
No, we don't know what's natural anymore. But Shannon, it's been lovely to meet you. And as I said at the start of the podcast, I was so excited about meeting you because I love meeting someone new, and you know, then I suppose the connection is made. Then, you know, please God, I'll see you at events and gigs, and I might even interview you down the road again. But I just love making these connections. And I suppose even
Yeah.
if things were normal and I met you at a gig, you wouldn't connect in this way. You know, you'd say hello and you'd
No.
chat or whatever, but it wouldn't,
Yeah.
you know,
You wouldn't get to really chat like that.
no, absolutely. And I really appreciate you agreeing to come on and have the chats. And it's lovely to have another female here in front of me on the podcast.
Yeah, doing it for the girls.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely. But no, look, we wish you all the best with these new songs coming out over the summer. This podcast will be going out probably just before your songs come out. We'll have to have a secret chat, and just you can maybe give me a date or two, and we'll make a plan for this podcast to air. But look, guys, make sure you go and check Shannen out on all the social media platforms. Have a look at the videos and check out her fab hair. And no, Shannen, it's been lovely to meet you and have the chats. And I'm going to go in now and pretend I'm in a movie and listen to some music.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me, Sandra. I really appreciate you asking me to come on. It's been so nice talking to you.
It's been, you know what, it's been a lovely Wednesday evening, just sitting having it. It's like just proper having girl chats, like just that's it, really. Like
exactly.
That's it. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Country Chats podcast. Mind yourselves, stay safe, and I will talk to you soon. Slán.